I saw a rumor about this the other day. tvOS 17.2 betas are out, and there was a rumor that finally the iTunes movies and TV show apps were going to go away. All we're going to be left with is the Apple TV app. There's some new navigation and some changes to it, but I just checked my Apple TVs, and wouldn't you know, 17.2 is there. The iTunes movies and TV show apps are still there, but the new Apple TV app is there. And I have to say that if this is what we're left with, instead of the old and faithful, trustworthy movies and TV apps, I'm going to be fairly disappointed. A company that I really like their products. I talk about them a lot here on the channel. Big proponent of the Apple TV. They're kind of screwing up here. Let's take a look at the newly revamped Apple TV app in tvOS 17.2 and kind of commiserate on its lameness and its need for a variety of improvements. All right, so here we are. If you're curious about the beta version, which one to get, if we go down to System, you can see here that I am running 17.2 21K5330G. Just updated this Saturday afternoon. And again, thankfully they're still here. iTunes TV shows, iTunes movies, and now we have this new and maybe not so necessarily improved TV app. So all the navigation is on the side, which is actually kind of nice. I will admit this, I like going to the left. I think left-based navigation panes is a good UI standard for apps like this. Bring up the left navigation pane, you get a vertical list of the things that you may want to access. We can see my profile is active. It shows me there at the top, shows us the time of day. We have a simple search, and of course I'm using the grid keyboard. I have the video all about that, why I prefer the grid keyboard. Pretty basic here, nothing super special. Watch Now is kind of effectively the prior Apple TV app page itself. We've got some recommendation engine kind of stuff at the top, recent hot topical type things. We got our up next list, which shows TV shows, of course, and movies. I do like one thing. I don't recall noticing this before. Granted, I never really used the Apple TV app all that much, but I do like how it puts the Disney Plus logo icon in the corner of a show from Disney Plus. But notice when I own the movie on iTunes, it doesn't put an iTunes logo. However, if it is an Apple TV Plus show, like Lessons in Chemistry here, we do get an Apple TV Plus logo. So the use of the banners, that's good, pretty good. Notice too, we're not seeing too many posters here. We're seeing like thumbnails, landscape style thumbnails. That's going to be a theme. But we have our sports, we have our offerings, and other kind of recommendation engine stuff in the Watch Now. Apple TV Plus gets you specifically to Apple TV Plus exclusive content, which is fine. I like having this compartmentalized. I actually think there's a fair amount of decent stuff growing on Apple TV Plus, and as I've shown in other videos, it's pretty much the highest quality streaming service there is. They really invest a good amount of bitrate, and pretty much everything coming is like Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. So this is a decent service. I look forward to seeing how Apple will grow it. But you know, pretty much normal here, stock normal stuff. Of course, we got up and down navigation, and then we have the rows of things. Pretty standard design sense, design methodology for a streaming app nowadays. Apple's pushing the sports. I think based on other rumoring and other activities in that, they're trying to lock up some sports and provide some sports, so we have an option for MLS Season Pass, specific content in here, and generic sports. I do like how the Apple TV in the settings, Apple TV settings, lets you kind of designate your favorite teams. It lets you follow things. It shows you pop-ups on the UI if you're watching something else and your favorite team has a game, or there's an exciting game or a close game, updating scores. Those things are kind of cool. I'll have to make a separate video maybe about that in the future. Here's the store. Of course, we want to be able to buy content directly on the device, and we can do that. Pretty much, again, the same navigation. We got a recommendation engine top row, and then essentially horizontal strip top charts for movies, TV shows, sub channels, new releases, sales, discounts, all of that. And you could drive down here through quite a few options till you actually get to the bottom. Now I can swipe as well as click and tap to move around in here pretty quick. But here's where the whole endeavor starts to fall apart, especially for me. So I have quite a large library of content with iTunes. I've been redeeming codes, buying stuff, porting movies anywhere, all of those things for a long, long time. 1,500 some movies I have in my library. And this is, I think, the part of the app in the whole merging and replacement. If this is what we're going to be left with, this is what really needs to get better. Collection presentation, collection management, all of that kind of stuff. So we do have similar navigation to what we're used to. I think some of the font sizing and maybe a little iconography has been updated. This feels a little more dressed up to me. Maybe before we didn't have like the little icons, we just had the words. I do like the icons. I think the iconography is good and kind of a net improvement. I'm not a big fan of the thumbnails here though. I'd like to see movie posters. We go to the show, go to the theater, right? The concept of a theatrical poster to me is important for a movie library. A portrait mode representation of the film. They're going thumbnails only. So right off the bat, I'm not a big fan of that. I do like kind of the scrolling text, right, when the title of the movie doesn't fit. But we do have very limited subsections here. Recent purchases, the list of movies, the list of TV shows. 4K HDR is still broken out separately. Notice it's not showing us the totals. I always liked in some of the prior UIs where it told you how many items were in a given section, family sharing there, and then the genre breakdown, but no control over this. I can't put anything anywhere. I can't make sub-collections or folders or anything like that. I'd really like to be able to do that. But here's where things really start to break too. I'm a huge fan of the movie metadata pages, movie detail pages, and that's what I really like about the iTunes Movies app. We can go to a movie and we can see the ratings, we can see the runtime, we can see the actors, we can see the Rotten Tomatoes and the Common Sense Media. All of this, what I consider to be really important information when we're browsing the movie library, trying to find something. And what do we get here? We get essentially a whole lot of nothing. I am going to mute here so we don't have the sound, but nothing. It just goes to the play menus. We're completely bypassing valuable and important metadata pages. And while, yeah, sure, we can get some cast and crew info here, it's still not the same. We're missing so much contextual information about our movies, and not all these pages are created equal. There's not a whole lot of standardization here. Of course, I don't want to fault iTunes. I love the fact that they provide special features for so many films, but to me, again, we're missing a crucial piece of movie collection, hands-on management, and information here. And I'm not finding any way to get to it. If I long press and hold, nothing happens. A lot of times in the Apple TV UI, that would pull up a context-sensitive menu. Not getting that here, just nothing. If I hold for a long time and let it go, just nothing happens. So if we take a movie like this, honestly, I don't even remember buying this. I guess we must have bought it and watched it as a family. But this has no special features, nothing. So you tap on the movie thinking, oh, maybe we'll find out that metadata, find out that information, and oh, nope, we're just playing the movie. We're right into it. Of course, this has taken a few extra seconds. I am down here in the theater, and so we're on the projector. We had to resync frame rates and stuff like that. But that's it, nothing. You know, we got some info here. Oh, here's some pertinent, useful information, but why did I want to have to start the movie to see this? We would have wanted to see this to like make a decision that we did in fact actually want to start this film and watch it. This is just such a net loss to the platform. Granted, this is a beta, 17.2. 17.2 will probably be in beta for a while. Maybe Apple can fix some of this. You're going to be darn sure that I'm going to probably send them about 200 different beta feedback recommendations off of this whole thing. It's just very disappointing. So I'll try another movie like Mario. Of course, Mario has special features. It has the stuff, but you know, we get related this time, but we don't get actors and cast and crew and that sort of thing, and different names for features versus extras. Come on, Apple, standardize these things. This is all UI paradigms. This should all be standardized around the platform, especially if we're going to funnel everything through this apps. The other part too, I don't think TV shows fare too well. Unfortunately, basically you click into the TV show. Once again, no show level metadata. We just have the seasons. And if your show happens to have basically just one season, or it's something like this where I own the Batman animated series complete collection, and there's like hundreds of episodes, yeah, good luck. Let's get to episode 100. Okay, I'm going to scroll for a long time to jump to that one specific episode. You're actually disincentivizing me, Apple, to buy like complete series collections of a TV show, because this is such a pain in the freaking butt. Who wants to scroll so much to like get to the last episode of a season or try to find a specific one? Like, this is just such a joke. And I'm not even retaining all my watch history. This is really silly. So notice there's no checkboxes on the episodes, but me and the kids actually have been watching this show. We're several episodes in. It's not rendering the checkbox that we watched the show. However, if I go over to watch now and I go up to my watch history, wouldn't you know, there's Batman the Animated Series. Next up, Season 1, Episode 10. So we watched the first 9 episodes, and I have no checkboxes in my library. Again, maybe it's a beta, maybe that information isn't being sunk, but it was just recently that we watched that show. So why are there no checkboxes? I don't get it. They just lost them. Here's the other downside of these thumbnail cards, is there actually has to be a piece of thumbnail picture metadata provided for the piece of content, and when you don't get one, you get this. You get the box in the thumbnail, or even like the movie poster inside the thumbnail. It just looks like garbage. It looks kludgy, it looks crappy, and they need to get on the ball with this. I'm trying to look for a show. Actually, let's go to This Is Us, looking for a show where I know I have many seasons, and I know that we've watched them all. My wife and I, we watched this entire series. So this fares a little bit better if you actually buy the individual seasons of the shows, because at least you have up and down and left and right navigation. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and then I can go to the right. But of course, when it's one season, it might only be 16, 17, or 8, 16, 20 some episodes. It's not so bad to scroll, but 100 and some odd episodes of Batman doesn't work super well. And then we keep jumping into this because I scroll too far to the left. We watched this entire show. No checkboxes on any of this stuff. Where's my watch history? Not good. Just not good. So there you go. I thought this day was coming, and wouldn't you know, now it's here. So time to give some massive amount of beta feedback to Apple. If you're running the Apple betas, please do the same. Let them know what you think. Maybe there's still some time for some engineering, some usability, intelligence to be applied to this, and we'll see where they go. We'll see where they go from here. They're still the best streaming base platform, and I still think the Apple TV is still the best streaming box of them all. So it's one of those things. It is what it is, but kind of a bummer. Sound off in the comments and let me know what you think. Otherwise, please do all the regular YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, share the video, all those things. Come on back for more home theater discussion and fun, and rest assured, I'll be paying very close attention to the next developments along this Apple tvOS beta line. Thanks so much.